Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today we just got some new for hire support. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell there so you can become notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out these new cards. So first off, these cards were released in Burst Protocol, and I'm really excited to see what they actually do with for hire, because it's a really cool deck. So first off, we do have a new main deck monster, and this actually looks like a Chocobo, which is really cool. I really like that. And that's actually Beat Bladesman for hire on the back of Rex, I believe, which is pretty cool. So this is actually called Rex Gale for hire. That's pretty neat. And this card is a level 5 Wind Dinosaur effect monster with 2000 attack and 1200 defense points. And you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. For the first effect, you reveal this card in your hand to special summon one for hire monster from your hand except another copy of this card, then special summon this card. Now that's a pretty cool ability because this card is actually a level 5 monster, and it kind of works like a copy of Jokul, which is pretty good if you guys know about the canine cards. And this card is just really good overall to be able to use in the for hire deck right off the bat, as it instantly brings out one of your for hire monsters to your side of the field. So if you open up a really high level one like a copy of Rafal, you can actually just bring it out to your side of the field, or if your opponent negates the ability to basically keep summoning out your for hire monsters to the field, you can use this card to instantly bring out both this and another for hire monster, continuing your combos, which is pretty neat. For the second effect, if a card is added from the deck to your opponent's hand by a non-for hire cards effect, and you control another for hire monster, draw a card. That's pretty cool that it also gives you a draw as well, so it's an extender and it gives you the ability to draw, which is pretty neat overall, and I really like that. But this first effect is really neat, but a really cool takeaway about this card is it's actually level 5, meaning we can use it with the canine cards, which is pretty neat, and I really like that. It basically gives you some insane plays by using canine and for hire in the same deck, which is kind of fitting. So for the next card, we do have a new Link monster, and this card is actually a Link 2 monster, and I believe that's the third Link monster we've actually gotten for hire. And this card is called Kel Shipwright for hire, and this card is a Link 2 Water Sea Serpent Link effect monster with 1800 attack and a left and bottom arrow, requiring 2 monsters with different types, meaning you can actually summon this card in different decks besides for hire because it's generic, which might be really good because we do have Donner as well that is actually a really cool splashful extra deck monster, and this card might be as well. So this card has you that you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. For the first effect, if this card is link summoned, you can set a spell trap card for hire. I love that they do that, a spell trap card for hire, or a copy of Fandora, the flying Furtress, okay, from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except monsters for hire. I love the play on words, the way that they do this with the cards. It's hilarious. I've loved it ever since they actually released these cards. This card actually helps us get to our copy of Fandora, which is really nice, because this card is basically the shipwright of for hire as well, which is pretty cool. Or it lets you get to some really cool cards like Mayhem for hire as well, which is actually kind of nice. For the second effect, during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one monster for hire from your hand. Then, if your opponent controls a monster with the highest original attack on the field, you can special summon a second such one. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. This card gets you 2 monsters out on your side of the field directly from your hand, is actually insane. So if you have cards like Wiz or your copy of Rafal that's stuck in your hand, you can just instantly bring them out using this card, which is pretty nice. Plus it gets us to our field spell or any of the spells or traps that we need, like a copy of Mayhem, which is actually really cool. Overall, this card is amazing, and I think it might end up being maybe like a 1 or a 2 of in the extract, probably a 2 of in the extract, as it's actually really good to be able to get in the graveyard and just link climb as well into like a copy of Falgo, so that you can instantly basically use its ability to bring out more monsters, or use this card to get for hire monsters on the field, so you can step into your copy of Falgo as well, which is pretty nice. So for the next card, oh, it's a new field spell. Oh, that's cool. Because the previous field spell wasn't that great. So now we might have a really good chance at having an awesome pirate ship. This is really cool. Okay, so what does this do? This card is called Fandora, the Fearsome Flying Fortress. Are you kidding me? It's Fortress. Okay. This card is a field spell, and this card is always treated as a for hire card. And also, you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. For the first effect, monsters for hire you control gain 300 attack for each monster for hire you control with a different name. That is going to get very large very quickly because it's very easy to swarm the board with for hire monsters and put like 5 for hire monsters on the field extremely quickly. So you can boost them up upwards of like 1800 attack points if you also put one in the extra monster zone, which is pretty crazy. That gets them massive and helps you go in for game. For the second effect, during your main phase, you can add a monster for hire from your deck to your hand, then discard a card so it searches out anything that you need, which is amazing. And I really like that ability, is we can use this card to actually help us get to our new card, Rex Gale, which is pretty cool. Okay, and for the third effect, if a face-up monster for hire you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one monster for hire directly from your deck. That's a pretty cool ability. If any face-up monster for hire you control is destroyed by any opponent's card effect, you just hit to instantly bring out another for hire monster to your side of the field, which is a pretty cool ability just to instantly bring it out, and I really like this card overall. Does this previous card actually help us get to it? I don't believe this card actually helps us get to it with that ability, but since this card is always treated as a for hire card, you still can get to it because it lets you set a spell or trap card for hire to your side of the field. So technically you still can get to your copy of the Fandora, the Fearsome Flying Fortress, from your deck to your side of the field and just instantly set this. I love this name. This is great. This is amazing. I really like the artwork as well. It's like a really cool flying ship, and it's a good retrain of an awesome card that should have been amazing to begin with because they needed the ship field spell, but now they've actually got it, which is really nice because they had to retrain it to give it a good effect. So what else do we have? We have another spell card. This card is called Storm for Hire, and it's a quick play spell card, and you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. For the first effect, if you control no monsters, you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster for hire from the deck. Then, if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, you can special summon one for hire monster from the deck, which also you cannot special summon for the rest turn except for hire monsters, which is totally fine. That's actually really cool. This card's like a double E-Telly. That's actually broken. This card is going to be like a 3 out in the deck. It's an amazing starter, because previously all you had to do was just normal summon out your monsters to your side of the field, but now we have an actual starter in for hire to be able to just activate this and summon out any level 4 or lower for hire monster, like copy Beat Bladesman to your side of the field so you can get a search. And if you have 2 or more monsters, then you can just instantly special summon a for hire monster in the deck, which is insane to summon out any of them that you want, which is pretty cool to be able to do. And this card's really good. For the second effect, if your monster for hire would discard a card to activate its effect, you can banish a card in the grave instead of discarding one of those cards. That's really good as well. Just being able to use this to pay cost as well is insane. And you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So you can use both effects in the same turn, which is pretty cool. So having the ability just to instantly bring out a for hire monster is amazing, but also being able to pay the cost is awesome. So overall, definitely a 3 of. Okay, so what else do we have? So we have a new trap card. Oh, that's actually got Rafal on it. That's really cool. Okay, this card is called Secret Technique for Hire, and this is actually the last card because we're at the source. And this card is a normal trap card, and you can only use one of the first and second effects of this card's name per turn, and only once a turn. And this card does not have to be a negate because we already have a monster negate built in and a spell trap negate built in the form of Rafal and Wiz. So it's actually not that needed. So we're pretty much getting everything that we need to be able to have an extender, have a way to draw, a new link monster, maybe even like a Rhoda would be nice at this point, but overall it's really good. I think that actually the field spell kind of sort of is. Yeah, it is. It's basically a Rhoda. So we basically have everything that we need for hire to be really good. Maybe a counter trap would make it insane, but let's see what this does. This card has the ability that you can target face-up cards on the field up to the number of monsters for hire you control with different names and destroy them. Or if you control a level 8 or higher and a link 3 monster for hire, you can banish them instead. So if you control a copy of Rafal and Falgo on the field, you just board wipe your opponent. That's crazy good. And for the second effect, if a level 8 or higher and or a link 3 or higher monsters for hire is special summoned to your field while this card's in the graveyard, you can add this card back to your hand. This card is literally Red Rain. This is literally Red Rain from, oh, dude, I didn't even see Falgo back there. It's literally Falgo and Rafal. I just said it. That's so cool. Like, that's really neat that you actually need particularly these 2 monsters on your side of the field to be able to actually do the secret technique and just banish all of your opponent's monsters, which is pretty neat. And then also being able to recover this card is amazing if it does go to the graveyard, so you can use it all over again, just like Red Rain. So now this deck has like a Red Rain, it has a E-Telly, it has a Rhoda finally, and a great way to boost our monsters' attack points as well. We have a new awesome Link monster that helps us just bring out more for hire monsters to our side of the field. And we have basically a Jokel as well for the deck, which is really nice. This is actually really good support overall, and it makes it so we can use Canine in here now, which you previously could, but it makes it even better because we have Rex Gale, which is one of the best cards of the support because it gives you the ability to bring out 2 for hire monsters to your side of the field, which is really good to be able to just turbo out 2 monsters to the field. This card's a 3-of in the deck, no question. This card is definitely a 3-of in the deck. This card's probably a 2-of in the deck to be able to just use its ability to be able to get to your spells or traps. It might be a 3-of, but I feel like 2 is the correct number for this because it does get you to the exact spell or trap, so you're basically going to need it maybe once, maybe twice, once for the monster effect and then once for maybe the graveyard effect, so it probably is going to be a 2-of. The new Fandora, the Fearsome Flying Fortress, is actually probably going to be a 3-of because it's a Rhoda for the deck, letting you activate this card and instantly grab the exact monster for hire that you need, and then you discard a card, which can be your copy's secret technique, so you can just instantly recover it back into the grave, which is pretty neat. Then the new E-Telly, this card is definitely a 3-of in the deck because it gives you the ability to just instantly bring out one of your for hire monsters side of the field just to start your combos. This card's probably a 3-of as well. And then finally, secret technique, maybe a 1-of. I feel like this card's probably a 1-of in the deck because it's so easy to recover it. It's very easy to get to it in this deck, and it's just an awesome card overall just to help you board wipe. So overall, amazing support. I feel like a 1-of, probably a 3-of, 3-of, 2-of, 3-of. Great support. Great way to actually pull this off. And the best part is it's a Chocobo. So that's it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell near so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely tell me what you guys think of this new support for hire. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.